my first visit to a gynac was me, my wife, and my father. This medical test turned into a parent-teacher meeting. He said, I can see some eggs right now. If they go home and try tonight, ho jayega. We reached home, my father is trying to make random plans with my mom. He's like, चलिए आपको लेट नाइट मूवी दिखा के लाते हैं, बच्चों को घर पे छोड़ देते हैं, लोग अपना प्रोग्राम वगैरह करेंगे. प्रोग्राम वगैरह कौन बोलता है यार? I love live show audiences. आप लोग अच्छे जोक्स पे हंसते हो. यही जोक हम लोग ऑनलाइन अपलोड करते हैं, पहला कमेंट आता है, हंसना था क्या? People are damn rude online. True story, last month this happened to me. Last month I put out a photo of myself on Instagram. Normal photo, like we all put up photos. First comment on that photo from a random guy was, why have you put on so much weight? Actually I'm just being polite. उसने हिंदी में लिखा था. He said, भाई आप इतना सूज कैसे गए? It really hurt me. The fact that you guys laughed so loudly hurt even more. I did not reply to him, but some of my followers, very kind people, they started fighting with this guy in the comments. They were like, what's your problem? तेरे बाप का खाना खा रहा है क्या वो? All true comments, mind your own business, let him be, which was all very sweet, right? They were all defending me, obviously it was very sweet, but it really hurt me that none of them commented saying, no, he has not put on any weight. One girl commented saying, his body, his choice. I was like, मैं इतना मोटा हो गया हूँ क्या यार? मुझे slogans की जरूरत पड़ रही है defend करने की. I have put on some weight, I won't deny it, and I've been trying to lose weight for the last 10-12 years, and it's not really. So it's not even a joke. I don't know why you're laughing. But I've realized one thing: as you get older, you don't get fitter. You just lower your own standards of fitness. Yeah. Oh, that really stuck with you guys, huh? Like when I was 20, my fitness goal was I want six-pack abs. I reached 30, my goal changed to I just want a flat stomach and nipples that don't pop out of t-shirts like this. Now my fitness goal is I don't want to feature in a body positivity commercial. I'm not even working out anymore. I am just waiting for Ozempic to get cheaper. जिस दिन Ozempic Zepto पे मिलने लगेगी, my fitness journey will begin. But I've given up so much that I have now started lying to my own dietitian. That's where I'm at now. Like once a year I go to a dietitian for a health checkup, and if you've been there, you will know this. The first question they ask you when you reach there is, tell me about your routine. What time do you wake up? What do you eat? Tell us everything. This time when I went there and she asked me this, in my head I was like, what's the point? We've been doing this for 7 years. What's the point? I will tell you I wake up at noon. I eat breakfast for lunch. I feel guilty. I try to eat healthy in the evening. Then 10 p.m. Swiggy sends me one slutty notification saying, जग रहे हो? गुलाब जामुन बुला रहे हैं. And then I go into a spiral. What's the point? So this time when she asked me saying, tell me about your routine, I didn't know what to say. So whatever she had asked me to do last year, I just gave that back to her. Word for word. I was like, ma'am, I start my day at 8 a.m. with some warm water and apple cider vinegar. 10 a.m. is breakfast, green tea and 2 egg whites, no yellows. 1:30 is lunch, 2 bajra chapatis, 2 bowls of lentils and some green leafy vegetables on the side. And 6 p.m. is light dinner like soup or salad, and by 6:37 I go to sleep. This meeting was at 8 p.m. But I thought she would be very impressed with this. She would have no notes. But she read my routine and she was like, Sapan, if you have been following this routine for the last 1 year, and if you are still putting on weight, then you have thyroid. You have a bigger problem to solve now. I also blame Instagram for putting on weight because there are too many fitness influencers giving too much random advice. I don't know who to trust anymore. Like I've been following this influencer from Delhi for the last 1 year, mainly because I'm very jealous of his life. Because this is what he does, okay? He has put a blood sugar monitor on his arm. Every day he eats one food item. And he's like, आज हम देखते हैं छोले भटूरे खाने से मेरे blood sugar को क्या होता है. Then he eats a full plate of छोले भटूरे. And then he says, ओहो बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया. मैंने तो खा लिया पर आप बिल्कुल मत खाना. This is his job. I am so jealous of him. Next day is like, आज देखते हैं भजिए खाने से. अरे क्या होगा यार, सबको पता है. And the thing is, I've been following this guy for almost a year now. He has run out of food items. So last month he put a video saying, आज हम देखेंगे Black Label और Coke पीने से. अब लगे ये थोड़ा ज्यादा नहीं हो गया? सबको पता है क्या होगा इससे. कुछ भी ऐसे ये भी देख लो ना, बारिश में खड़े होने से गीले होते हैं क्या? क्या चल के रहा है? So now I am following this guy not for health advice but just to get recos on what to order tonight. I'm like, भाई ने भजिए खाए, भजिए हो जाए भाई. But tell you what, I'll be honest with you guys, I feel like last 1.5 years, I have a fairly good excuse for why my lifestyle has been so hectic. I will share some personal update with you guys. I recently became a father. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. It was all me, yeah. I take full credit. Pregnancy was tough, but I'm back. And I have a daughter now. I'm very happy about it. Only problem, I'll be honest with you guys, very weird being a father and a stand-up comedian at the same time. Every night when I leave the house to come to these venues to crack jokes, I know that there is this girl at home who's desperately waiting for me to get back. Right? She's probably angry right now. She's probably crying on the floor right now. And there is also my daughter. And it's okay, my wife has approved that joke, you can laugh, okay? But I'm truly very happy that I got a daughter because I always wanted a girl, did not want a boy for sure. For sure, my order of preference was girl, cat, dog, parrot, chihuahua. Because let's be honest, chihuahuas are not dogs. They're a separate species called assholes. And maybe last case scenario, boy. And I'll tell you why I'm saying that. I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, but I have been a boy myself. In fact, I come from a family of boys. I have 2 elder brothers. 3 boys is not a family, it's a terror group. I have no idea how my parents survived this, dude. And as a professional full-time boy, I have realized that boys are just angry and aggressive all the time. For no reason, especially the teenage years, I can't handle that, dude. Like I remember my school life, teenage years, lunch break in my school, girls are playing sweet games like dumb charades, like Antakshari. Boys are playing WWF Smackdown. Just beating the shit out of each other for no reason. The most famous game amongst boys in my school was this game called Pungi. Some of you getting nostalgic. Pungi, if you don't know, very simple game. A boy would stand in front of you, twist your nipples hard for 30 seconds, scream Pungi, leave, game over. Who won? I have no idea. Both lost in my opinion. And I also lost because I had to witness this firsthand. I always wanted a girl, did not want a boy. But to be fully honest with you, I was one of those people who did not want kids only. Till 28, 29, I was pretty sure. I was like, who wants kids? Kaun itne paise kharchega, itna effort dalega? My wife was also on the fence about it. But then we saw our friends who had also chosen not to have kids. Yeah, people say these words. We have decided to be child-free. Child-free, like it's a disease like cancer-free and child-free. People who decide not to have kids, once they cross 30, they have so much free time. They don't know what to do with it. So they start developing very annoying hobbies. Like running marathons. Playing pickleball, calling it a sport. And worst of the lot, people who force you to play board games with them. I hate board games, people. When I saw those guys, I was like, listen bro, I would rather go through the pain and the torture of raising a child for the rest of my life than listen to this grown-ass man-child with no personality tell me once again how Uno reverse works. I am not falling for this shit. Especially if you're a couple. If you're a couple and your idea of fun is let's invite people to our house this weekend and play board games, just cheat on each other. Just to spice up your life a little bit. I will sleep with you after the show if you want. Just to make your life a little more interesting than board games. But I'll be honest, not everybody who's 30 plus and child free is boring and annoying. Some people really know how to live their lives. Like I have a lot of friends of mine who are very extroverted, very outgoing, very fun. And the thing is, secretly I'm very jealous of their life. But now that my wife and I have a kid, we try to console each other that our life is better than theirs. Last month I was like, तूने रोहन की इंस्टा स्टोरी देखी? Yesterday he went to Lollapalooza and tomorrow he's going for a bachelor's trip to Bali. So irresponsible, right? Who wants that life, right? Yuck, so exhausting. I don't want. You want it? I don't want it. I am very happy changing diapers at 3 a.m. Woo! So at around 30, my wife and I decided maybe that we want to have a child. So my wife said, Sapan, the first thing I want to do is I want to go to a gynac and do a couple of tests to see if we are medically fit to conceive. I said, okay, cool. Now both of us did not know who's a good, reliable gynac in Mumbai. My father said one of his old friends is a gynac in Mumbai. We can go and consult him. I said, okay, cool. So true story, my first visit to a gynac at the age of 30 was me, my wife, and my father. This medical test turned into a parent-teacher meeting. So we went to this clinic, my wife and I sat down. My father just looked inside to say hi to the doctor. Doctor ने पापा को अंदर ही बुला लिया. Like, वर्मा जी बाहर क्यों खड़े, अंदर आइए. My father is like, नहीं मैं बाहर वेट करता हूँ, बच्चे बात करेंगे. He's like, अरे आइए आपके लिए चाय बिस्किट वगैरह मंगवाता हूँ. Problem is Indian parents को चाय सुन के कुछ तो हो जाता है. They cannot say no. Chai has some hypnotic property. You can ask them for anything after offering them chai. You can dangle a tea bag and be like, OTP, OTP, they will give you OTP also. So my father came and sat inside with us. Thankfully, one nurse took my wife inside, drew the curtain, did the test, which was all good. The problem is when the reports arrived, this doctor not talking to me or my wife, only talking to my dad. And he said this, I'm not kidding, he said, everything is good to go. In fact, Verma Saab, I can see some eggs right now. If they go home and try tonight, ho jayega. The drive back home was so awkward. We reached home, my father is trying to make random plans with my mom. Suddenly acting nice and romantic. He's like, चलिए आपको लेट नाइट मूवी दिखा के लाते हैं. बच्चों को घर पे छोड़ देते, लोग अपना प्रोग्राम वगैरह करेंगे. प्रोग्राम वगैरह कौन बोलता है यार? प्रोग्राम वगैरह is the worst slang for sex I've heard in my life. The problem is my mom has no context of what has happened in the clinic. So she's getting no hints at all. She's like, कोई अच्छी पिक्चर नहीं लगी, मैं कहीं नहीं जाने वाली. घर बैठ के केबीसी दिखूंगी. My father is like, Spider-Man 3 लगी, उसमें 3 Spider-Man है, वो देख के आते हैं. All this stupidity is happening in the living room. My wife very upset in the bedroom. She's like, Sapan, I can't believe how today went. This gynac checkup is a very personal, very intimate thing for women. This doctor was very insensitive. He involved your father also. I was not very comfortable with this conversation. So can we postpone this discussion for a couple of months? And I was like, sure, as you wish. So we postponed the discussion, we resumed our lives, and this time went by, months became years, we became 32, 33. Suddenly at 33, she woke up again, she's like, listen, time to revisit this conversation, time is running out. So I want to go to a gynac again, but this time, Sapan, I will find a doctor. And your father cannot come along. And I was like, okay, but what about his chai? I didn't have the guts to say that. Okay, so she found a doctor, very good gynac, very sensitive, very sensible. We went and did the test. He said, guys, everything is good to go. I just want to discuss a couple of things before we proceed. Firstly, is either of you taking any kind of medication right now? So I said, yes, sir, I'm taking some medication for hair fall because I'm losing a lot of hair. He's like, yeah, I can see that. I'm like, इतना ज़्यादा भी नहीं हो रहा है. ठीक है ना, इतना conscious करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है मुझे, थोड़े ही गिरे हैं मेरे बाद. He's like, can you tell me what is the exact drug in your hair fall medicine? So I quickly checked my prescription and I said that my medicine has dutasteride and finasteride in it. He freaked out. He's like, oh my God, Sapan, you cannot conceive on that medication at all. And I was like, why? The baby will be born with silky, smooth, luscious hair. Are you jealous of my baby's hair, doctor? He's like, no, Sapan, that medicine has a lot of side effects. How do you not know? It can cause erectile dysfunction. It can cause depression. And I was like, that makes sense because if I have erectile dysfunction, obviously I'll be depressed. And he's like, this is not funny. It can cause chronic migraines. It can cause blood pressure issues. In fact, this medication can enter your baby's fetus and cause growth and developmental issues. And I was like, sir, एक बात बताओ, ये दवाई बाल झड़ना रोकने के अलावा बाकी सब कर लेती है क्या? साइड इफेक्ट 17 गिना दिए आपने, एक बार नहीं बोला मेरे बाल वापस आ जाएंगे. So he was like, I'm sorry, but you have to get off that medication. And the second thing, I don't like saying it, but biological clock is a thing. So I want you guys to start trying this month onwards, and I want you guys to start trying aggressively. I was like, thank you so much for convincing my wife. I've been trying to tell her. He's like, that's not what I mean by aggressive. I was like, sorry, please explain aggressively. So he did the math and he said this. He said, every month for the 10 days around ovulation, I want you guys to try twice a day, every alternate day. And I was like, doctor, can you please write it on a prescription paper and give it to me? Because that would be amazing, right? If a doctor prescribes it to you like that, saying Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Sexy time. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Recovery time. Sunday, performance review. He didn't write it, obviously, but we started trying, and I will skip that part of the story because obviously it's very intimate, very personal, and I'm not a content creator. But you were able to conceive, you were able to have a baby. But it's one thing I've realized over the last 1.5 years. Obviously, everybody knows it in theory, but when you see it firsthand, you realize that women go through so much more with childbirth than men, dude. Like physically, mentally, emotionally, hormonally. My wife had to go through so much. I was just chill, dude. Like I'm telling you, if having a baby is like cooking biryani, then men are just providing elaichi. That is our only contribution, and that is not a size joke. Don't take it personally, okay? I can't speak for other men, but I was very immature, very dumb. True story, I did not even know what a pregnancy test looks like because I had never seen one before. And thank God for that. The problem is I have seen a COVID RT-PCR test. I didn't know both of them look similar. So when my wife sent me a photo on WhatsApp saying it's positive, I reached home, locked her into the bedroom for isolation. Started wearing a mask and a PPE kit. And she was like, Sapan, I think it is too late to wear protection now. That ship has sailed. I was very immature. I'll tell you the worst story that my wife still hates me for, okay? I was inside the operation theatre on the day of the delivery, okay? My wife's on that bed. There are about 8 doctors and nurses around her, okay? The doctor does the surgery. The baby comes out. He says, congratulations, it's a girl. This is the biggest moment of my life. I am in tears. My wife is in tears. We celebrate. We see the baby. Now, after that, they take the baby inside for weight check and other exams and all. And they start wrapping up the surgery, which takes about 45 minutes. I was still inside the operation theatre. But 10 minutes into it, I start getting so bored that I took out my phone and started watching reels on Instagram. This is the biggest moment of my life. My wife is bleeding over there. I'm like, let me see what Dua Lipa ate for breakfast today. Even after the surgery, my wife is hospitalized for 5 days. You know, so much medication, so many injections, eating bland hospital food. Nothing else allowed for her. I am sitting right next to her, Googling best pav bhaji near me. Because मुझे सब allowed है. मैं दिन में 3 बार स्विगी से खाना मंगवा रहा हूँ. Yeah, my brother called me saying, bro, how was the delivery? I'm like, pizza ठंडा है पर garlic bread amazing. My head was just there. But a lot of things change once you have kids. A lot of things. You don't realize the amount of things that change once you have a kid. For example, my Spotify Wrapped completely different last year. Top performing artist used to be Coldplay, now it is Coco Melon. And the problem is you play all these nursery rhymes for your kids all day, every day. And at some point, these songs get stuck in your subconscious also. You don't realize it when it happens. Like the other day, I was taking a shower and I started singing. I was like, wheels on the bus go round and round. Where the fuck is this coming from? It felt worse that I did round and round like this on my nipples. And now this image is stuck in your head also. A lot of things change. Like people who don't have kids, you know, you will not understand the change that happens. Like when I did not have a child, I used to never even look at school kids and all. You know, I would just pass by. There's a school near my house. I would pass by every day. Did not even look at kids. No emotional value, no attachment at all. But now that I have a daughter of my own, the other day I was passing the school and these kids came out. And I got so emotional looking at them. I was just standing there looking at them and smiling. And I was standing there and looking at them and smiling. And I think I stood for a little too long and smiled. And now I'm not allowed near the school anymore. Wonder why. Now this new generation, you know, doctors are telling you a lot of things. They're like gentle parenting, no screen time, no processed food, no sugar, no maida. I realized basically I am raising a very expensive Bandra girl. Her blood group is matcha positive. Preferred pronouns are boo-G. That's who I'm raising. And I'm telling you, that's one thing. If you're planning to have kids, I'll tell you one thing. It is quite expensive to raise kids. And I'll be honest, I am already jealous of my daughter's lifestyle. Her life is too fancy, dude. Her first birthday cake, her 10-day birthday cake. Firstly, there was a 10-day birthday cake. Her 10th birthday cake was vegan and gluten-free. I'm like, what the hell? Everybody knows you're supposed to start with Mongini's Black Forest cake. And then work your way up the ladder. I had to buy a stroller for her to take her down for walks and all, like stroller pram, whatever you call it. One of my friends sent me a link of a stroller worth 75,000 rupees. 75 to do this. I'm like, bro, उतने में Honda Activa आ जाएगा यार. वो कॉलेज तक जा पाएगी उसमें. मैं शाम को स्विगी डिलीवरी करूंगा, एक्स्ट्रा पैसे कमाऊंगा. It's the only way I can afford this lifestyle. It is expensive. I'll tell you about the weirdest phone call I had to make though. I had to hire a nanny to take care of my daughter, right? I found a number on Just Dial of an agency that provides nannies. So I called up this number, this man picked up. I said, sir, I want a nanny. He said, sir, बहुत nannies हैं, मैं आपको WhatsApp पे 8-10 nannies के profiles forward करता हूँ. You select who you like. I said, okay, cool. 10 minutes later, this guy sends me 10 photos of random women on WhatsApp. No profile. No text. No name also. Just 10 photos. Later message me saying, sir, कौन सी वाली पसंद आई? I was like, भैया बच्चे का मसाज करना है, मेरा नहीं. You know, I've done a lot of jokes about my daughter, but if I can be honest for a minute with you guys, I am so happy about this. Last 1 year, I've been very blessed to have a child, you know, and I just love spending time with her. I take the first flight back home whenever I can. I don't miss going out drinking, dancing, clubbing, because we dance together every night in our own house. And every time she's sleeping in my arms, I cannot believe it, that this is my child, my daughter. And 15 years later, she's going to tell me, fuck you, dad. And go drinking, dancing, clubbing with her friends. With my money. It is going to happen. But I'll tell you the sweetest story, okay? And my wife deserves full credit for it. My daughter turned 1 this year in May. So my wife had this beautiful idea, I thought. She said, let's get matching tattoos of her name on her birthday. So my daughter's name is Tara. So on her first birthday, my wife and I got this star tattoo on our fingers. Okay, which is a sweet idea, I thought. Sweet idea. The problem is she should have stopped there. Because after this, my wife had another idea. She was like, listen, Tara came into your life last year. But I have been with you for so many years. So I deserve a bigger tattoo next to her tattoo. So my wife's name is Chandani. She was like, why don't you get a moon also over here? And I was like, then this will look like the flag of Pakistan. I don't want geopolitical conflict in my hands.